I'm Antonio Graceffo, and we're at an orphanage today in Phnom Penh, and they've been nice enough to host me to let me do one of my language videos about Khmer language. But I wanted to introduce you to the children and the people who live here. I also wanted to show you how ALG works out in the field. So I'm going to be conducting an interview with the director of the center, and I'm going to be using my ALG interview techniques, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. Tell her she can speak Khmer. Just tell us about the house here. How long did she live here? How many children they have?
ដើម្បីអញ្ញជាភាសាខ្មែរបានហើយថាតើអង្គការនឹងបើកបានឆ្នាំហើយមិនឃើញមកពីណាខ្លះអីចឹងណាមិញអង្គការនឹងបើកចំនួនជា4ឆ្នាំហើយក្មេងៗមកពីគ្រប់ទីកន្លែងដូចជាស្វាយរៀងព្រៃវែងកំពង់ចាមរតនមណ្ឌលគិរីនៅខ្លះនៅទីក្រុងភ្នំពេញនេះ
So they have a lot of children here. They come from all different parts of Cambodia, from Spaireng and Mondulkiri, and a few of them come from Phnom Penh as well. Do the children have parents, or are they orphans? ALG, Automatic Language Growth, is a language learning method which requires that we listen to native speakers speaking their native tongue for 800 hours before we begin speaking the foreign language. And the reason why is because we're only going to get correct pronunciation through listening. Now, the way this plays out when I'm out in the field is I've been listening to Khmer for a number of years out in the field, and I can listen and understand, and I can generally translate for myself. I can also speak Khmer, but if I were to pose the questions in Khmer to the interview subject, I would be speaking flawed Khmer with bad pronunciation, maybe bad grammar, or maybe I would word things inappropriately for the Khmer language. Also, if I speak English to the interview subject, they're going to try and answer in English, and in this case, this woman's English is very minimal. She's not going to understand my questions properly. I'm not going to understand her responses. We're just not going to be able to communicate. So what I do is my cameraman is my translator. First, I tell him to let the woman know that she's free to speak Khmer language. Next, I ask him the questions in English. He translates into Khmer, she answers in Khmer, and then I translate into English for the camera. And in this way, the interview subject is at ease because she's speaking her native tongue and she's hearing her native tongue from my translator. They're using appropriate, real, and correct language. Then I'm translating into English, and I'm using appropriate, real, and correct English language. And this is how I apply ALG concepts when I'm out in the field. So ALG, as it's taught at AUA Ratchadamri in Bangkok, is actually a language teaching method, but here I'm demonstrating how it can actually be used in practice. Do the children have parents, or are they orphans? Some of the children don't have parents at all. Some of them do have a living grandfather or an uncle or someone, but for the most part their families are just too poor to care for them. And do the children have school here in the building, or they go outside for school? So the children go outside for school to the regular government school, but they have some volunteer teachers that come here in the afternoon. One sister teaches English, and they have another a gentleman who teaches computers, but they only have one computer at the school. How many children live here? And how old, the youngest and older? Okay. They have about 30 children here. The youngest one is 8 years old, and up to 15 from Okay, up to 16 years old. Up to 16 years, from 8 years old to about 16 years old. And what will happen to the children when they finish school, turn 18? Do they have to leave?
ចឹងពួកគេរៀនចប់ពីទៅហើយគេ8 10ឆ្នាំទៅពួកគេត្រូវចេញទៅណាទៀតហ្នឹងពួកគេនៅហ្នឹងក្រោយ18ឆ្នាំយើងឲ្យគេរៀនយើងអត់អាចប្រហែលជាយើងអត់អាចមានលុយគេបន្តទៅមហាវិទ្យាល័យតែយើងអាចឲ្យគេរៀនមុខជំនាញដើម្បីគេយកជំនាញហ្នឹងទៅចិញ្ចឹមជីវិតរបស់គេ
Sometimes speaking a foreign language and translating makes you tired and your brain kind of tunes out and you'll sometimes lose the thread or occasionally there's a word or concept that you're not familiar with. So one of the other things I learned from ALG is that it's absolutely fine to ask for help. So my translator's there and when I need him to, I ask him to throw me a lifeline. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. មុខជំនាញ like learn makeup or haircut. Oh, when they finish school here, then they'll go to learn. Yeah, 18. At 18. Yes, they finish school here at 18, and then they'll go learn vocation like haircutting, auto mechanic, or motorcycle mechanic, something like that. Yeah, so the girls will learn haircutting. Maybe boys can learn to fix motorcycles. Okay, what kind of things do they need? What support do they need? ចឹងអ្នកមានត្រូវកាយខ្លាំងទៅអ្នកដែលចង់គឺជំនួយអីចឹងមកត្រូវកាយខ្លាំងត្រូវការអង្គត្រូវការដូចជាឆ្នាំដូចថ្មិញចឹងដូចថ្មិញអីចឹងណាក្មួយសុខបាទជាការខ្វះខាតអីហ្នឹងចាសម្រាប់បំពាក់អញ្ចឹងទៅ They need rice, soup, books, toothbrushes, toothpaste, clothing. They basically need everything. It's very poor here. If you take a look at the yard, you'll see it's just so basic, the living conditions here. I'll point her out. Tell her I think she's doing a very nice thing. មិនបានធ្វើអ្វីដែលល្អបំផុត អរគុណច្រើន children. អរគុណ Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Carrying on the round the world, bringing all the children to the goal forward. With a strength.